So in April, I went to a breast control that I'm doing every 6 months. They told me that they had found something that I didn't know what it was. So first they made a biopsy with a needle and they took out a little piece, analyzed it, and they said it has to be cut out because we don't know what it is. And so I asked, is there the possibility that it is a tumor once you take it out? And they said, hopefully not, but we don't know. So I was terrified. I cried, I spoke about it, I couldn't sleep at night. I was really worried. I actually was never worried when I was sick. I always behaved as I wasn't sick. If I had a fever, if I had a cold, if I have, I don't know, stomachache, headache, of course, if I had high fever that I was in bed and couldn't move, I stayed in bed, but maybe 1-2 days, then I started again being active. Sometimes I went running with fever. I had COVID at some point and I didn't go work, but I went running. So I always rejected somehow the illnesses and I was always very fast healthy. I can remember that I had this one time where my partner was sick for 5 days, very, very high fever. He couldn't move and I took care of him, and then of course I had the fever too, but for me it lasted 1.5 days because I really rejected it. I just did everything I could until I just needed to lay down. Then I laid down for 1.5 days and then I already felt okay, I can move again, I can do stuff again, and after 1.5 days I was healthy again. So I really think that rejecting, ignoring, reacting, moving, having fun, being engaged in life makes you way faster healthy. So in all this surgery, when they told me that I needed surgery, at the beginning I didn't have this reaction. I don't know why. But then I went to another hospital and thanks God there was a really good doctor. And she really minimized the situation. She really calmed me and said to me, don't worry, we will do this together. Don't be afraid, everything is going to be okay. And in that moment, something shifted in me and I understood that this happened to me to teach me something. So I reacted. I shifted, I reacted, I rejected. I started running again. I started having a way more active and so positive lifestyle. I started moving the energy in me again, through me and outwards. I started to feeling alive again and I felt stronger and stronger physically and mentally. So all the anxiety, all the fear that I had somehow went away. I even went to the doctor. First, I had a lot of anxiety for this anesthesia because I was afraid of losing control over my body. And the doctor wanted to give me calming drops. And I said, I think I'm going to start running again instead. And she said, yes, amazing. That's the thing that you have to do. So I started running again and I became stronger mentally, physically. So from the shift on until the surgery were 3-4 weeks, I had a normal but even more active and more positive lifestyle than before. The night before the surgery, I taught a yoga class from 7 to 8 and then I went even to a party until midnight or something. Then I had to wake up at 4 to get to the hospital because it wasn't in my hometown. And in the hospital bed, I arrived at 7. I had to wait until 11 a.m. I sent some goofy videos of me around with these ugly socks on of the hospital. I read a little bit my book. Of course, I prayed also a little bit and that was really helpful. But I just saw this whole thing as something that it needed to be done. In the moment before, when they brought me downstairs, before entering the surgery room, there I was a little bit anxious. I got a little bit anxious. I was afraid of this anesthesia, but then it was nothing. Everyone told me actually before that this anesthesia is nothing, but I was still afraid. And at the end, it was really nothing. But after the surgery, they brought me up again. I was still a little bit tired of this anesthesia. And I just stood up off my bed in my room. I wanted to dress myself. And then the nurse came in and shouted at me what are you doing? You can't stand up without anyone here around. I was oh, sorry, I feel good. I had to stay the night there. I slept there. The day after, I went home. 2 days after, I did already a yoga lesson without putting my arms up, but just using the legs. And 3 days after, I climbed a mountain. 4 days after, I went running. I just really, I tried to squeeze all this surgery, all this like fear in the few hours before the surgery, and I tried to keep it out of my life before and after. I did my life as nothing happened, and that was just the best way to face it. I am so proud of myself that I faced it like this, because now looking back, first of all, I see it as a teaching. Changed my life to become more active, more positive, and alive again. Sport is life. Movement is life. And then looking back, I see it as not something good, not something bad, just an experience, because I didn't make a drama out of it. I kept it pain. I didn't made it sufferance, right? Pain is the actual pain, sufferance is the story behind it. And I really just kept it pain. That's just the key.